once. And as you would expect, we've seen a host of different nationalities win on Italian soil, with the Swedes in particular taking a liking to this tournament. Who will be next at the Italian Challenge Open Eneos Motor Oil? After just a week's break, the Challenge Tour returns to action. Destination, Northern Italy. Within easy reach of the fashion capital of the world, Milan, and the breathtaking Lake Garda, the largest lake in Italy, in historic Agrate Conturbia, a golf club, Castel Conturbia. After a disrupted season, it's event number 8 on the road to Mallorca, with the Challenge Tour players all attempting to finish 2020 in the top 5 of the rankings to get them some limited starts next year on the European Tour. After the dual-ranked event in Portugal last time out, we now have a new rankings leader in Spain's Pep Angles. After his second-place finish, he's hoping for more of the same.
For some reason, in all my good tournaments, I go from less to more, so I start like on the back of the leaderboard and then I climb my way up. It was nice to shoot 366 in a row. You know, I felt like my game was there because obviously after a good round you tend to go a little bit worse. So it was really good to shoot those scores, and especially to finish the tournament with 3 birdies on the 34th, 35th and 36th hole after a long day. So that gave me a lot of confidence.
I've always liked to, play on a home soil, and I've always done, pretty well. Obviously, last year I lost in the playoff. I've played well at the Italian Open in the past. So a lot of people say that it adds pressure to play in your own country, but that actually boosts me. I really like it.
Scalise lost that Italian Challenge Open playoff to a first-time winner, England's Matthew Jordan. Fast forward 12 months and it's now another Englishman, Andrew Wilson, who arrives here in red-hot form after 2 consecutive third-place finishes.
I suppose I've got quite high expectations. I've played really good the last couple of weeks, but I'm just going to try and stick to my own routine and hopefully that'll put me in a good position. I'm really happy to be 5th in the order of merit, but since that it's so tight at the top, all you need is a few guys that have already played pretty good in previous events to win, and I'm going to drop down the order of merit really fast, so I need to sort of keep pressing, and until I finish top 5 at the end of the year, it doesn't really count for too much.
Designed by the great Robert Trent Jones Jr., this par 72 gem is measuring just a touch over 6,800 yards and boasts some picture postcard mountain views. The players might not have too much time to take that in, though, with competitive golf very much on the agenda.
Obviously, you need to be very accurate off the tee. I think that's going to set you up with a lot of wedges into these greens. The greens are pretty undulated with some small areas, so it's key to have a good distance control.
Doesn't really look like what I thought it would. Looks a bit more parklandy. It looks quite similar to back home, but I'm sure it'll play a bit different, so it's quite exciting.
The biggest challenge here is, as I'm number 1 of the rankings, it's not trying to conserve my place, just trying to, make that space from the second bigger, and just keep playing aggressive, just hit one shot at a time and do my best and see where that takes us.
Well, unfortunately, Angles didn't give himself a chance to stretch his rankings lead. Despite putts like this, the Spaniard posted rounds of 70 and 74 to miss the cut. After a weather-affected Friday in northern Italy, the decision was made to cut the tournament down to 54 holes. Most of the field played the entire second round on the Saturday. 4-time European Tour winner Marcel Siem birdieing the last for a 70 to go with his opening 65. Another 4-time European Tour champion in the mix at 9 under par was Matteo Manisero. After a couple of tough years, Manisero's on the comeback trail. A winner on the Alps Tour a few weeks ago, he's now bidding to become the first home champion of the Italian Challenge Open. Almost 9 years to the day since his last Challenge Tour victory, Matthew Baldwin joined the group at 9 under after rounds of 66 and 69. 2 shots better off was another Englishman, the former amateur champion Alfie Plant. A second round 65 propelled Plant up the leaderboard and into a share of second. A new name to appear on the Challenge Tour leaderboard is Hurley Long. The German rookie in just his 7th event moved to 11 under par, thanks to a bogey-free round of 66. But leading the way at the end of each day so far is Todd Clemens. The Englishman played superbly for a 64 and closed his second round out here with a 67. 13 under, good enough for a 2-shot lead. There's 2 Czechs inside the top 10 and veteran Englishman Matt Ford amongst the share of 4th place. Conditions good for the final round of the Italian Challenge Open Eneos Motor Oil. I'm Richard Kaufman alongside former Challenge Tour winner James Heath. And James, there's some real experience looking to close down Clemens.
Thank you, Richard. And yes, a wealth of talent behind him on the leaderboard, all of them looking to get vital road to Mallorca points. Important for Clemens to get off to a good start, as there's just too many good players behind him to just sit back and protect his lead. There aren't many more experienced than the young Italian Manisero. Recently won on the Alps Tour just a couple of weeks ago, carrying on his good form this week. Starting the day at -9, here he is with a birdie at 2. He dropped shots at 3 and 5 to go +1 through the first few holes.
Well, after opening up with 3 straight pars, problems for Hurley Long at the short 4th. A good attempt to get his 3 after trouble off the tee, but the German slipping back to 10 under par.
The Englishman Matt Ford, starting the day at -9, did drop a shot at the second. His approach shot into the 5th hole. Nicely pin-eye. He would hold that to be level par through 5 holes.
Yeah, nicely done from Ford, and a gorgeous chip to secure birdie 4 at the first for Matt Baldwin in what was a mixed start for the Englishman. 2 birdies and 2 bogeys in the first 5 holes.
Confident stroke here from Plant at the first. Gets off to a great start with a birdie. He would drop a shot at the second. He'll be level par through 5.
Well, it was a nice start too from Marcel Schneider, the German, second on the Road to Mallorca rankings. Another one to birdie that first hole. Schneider with 3 unanswered birdies in the first 6 holes, moving to 11 under par.
3 solid shots at the opening par 5 will calm any overnight nerves for the leader. His birdie putt at the first just slides by. He would go on to drop a shot at the second hole, and then with this approach shot at the 4th. Looking to get back on track. Nearly holes it, unable to control the spin. That would go back down to 30 feet. He would 2-putt, and he'd be +1 through 5 holes.
So Clemens' lead cut to 1. Bjorn Helgren 2 under for the day and up to 9 under par, but Marcel Siem dropping back into the group at -8.
To Alfie Plant on the 5th hole, second shot. 11 under for the tournament. Level par for the day so far. Great conditions out there today. Soft greens, great approach shot there.
Yeah, you can see from that flag, very little breeze at all. Plant a chance to go alongside Clemens if he can pop that one in. Just a short par 4 this, 374 yards. Going to have a lot of wedges in, aren't you, James?
Yeah, it's going to be tricky. What they're going to struggle with today, Rich, is the controlling that spin, as we just saw there. A lot of back flags. Yep, it's all about distance control out there today for sure.
Yeah, up and down required for Clemens. Not the start he was looking for. Now Baldwin at 6. About a year ago, lost out in that playoff at Galgorm Castle. Lost to his good friend Jack Senior.
Yeah, very talented golfer, Matt Baldwin. He can get hot. Good shot there. Left himself a nice uphill birdie putt.
Oh, taking the putter out. What do you think of that decision?
It's an interesting one. All I can say is he must have a bit of a funny lie, although well, that's an interesting one there, Richard. We've got preferred lies out there, so truthfully, the lie shouldn't have been an issue. You just heard him. He said did better than he thought.
Yeah, still could escape with his par. Baldwin to try and pick up a 3rd birdie of the day.
Thank you.
Nicely holed there from Baldwin. Moves him to 10 under par. Good solid start.
Yeah, of course, mentioned that playoff he was involved with at Galgon Castle. Clemens actually only just missed out on that by one shot. Three-way tie for the lead if this doesn't go in. Oh, great save.
That's a great save.
First part wasn't great, second was excellent.
Yeah, should settle him down a bit. +1 through 5. Now we saw that approach shot in. Good distance control, controlled the spin well. Not sure if that was a misread or a bad putt. Shaking his head, opportunity missed.
Yeah, he's been in some decent form in recent Challenge Tour tournaments. But missed opportunity there. Alfie Plant remains one behind, which leaves him in a share of second place alongside Marcel Schneider. Hopes of an Italian win diminishing with another bogey, unfortunately for Matteo Manisero. But as he has been since day one at this Italian Challenge Open Eneos Motor Oil, it's Todd Clemens leading the way. Welcome back to the Challenge Tour and highlights of the Italian Challenge Open Eneos Motor Oil. Let's take a closer look at this Robert Trent Jones Jr. design course at Golf Club Castel Conturbia.
Yes, we are in the middle of two big and well-known Italian city, Milano, 35 kilometers from here, and Torino. So we are in Regione Piemonte, which is one of the best regions that we have in Italy for golfers. Obviously, 20 years ago was a very, very difficult course because we played with old clubs, let me say, with old balls. It will be a good challenge even for the modern era. The players, they have a very big challenge, especially for the greens, which are very complicated. You have to read it very good to interpret the greens. So I think we find, and the Austin venue is a superb golf course, is a superb venue. I'm sure that the player will love this course. I'm sure that the course is in a very good condition. So even for the image of the Italians and for the federation, it's important to have a very good venue, very good hospitality, to organize a safe events, but of course having a very good golf course in good conditions.
Really is a fabulous setting, and when Golf Club Castel Conturbia hosted the Italian Open back in 1998, it was reduced to 54 holes. That's the way it is again. 1 under for the day. Matteo Baldwin looked at a spot of bother at the par 5/8. Delicate touch though. He stays at 10 under par.
Working his way up the leaderboard is the Austrian Lukas Nemetz. Thanks to this approach at 10. Drawing it round the corner, we'll set up this eagle to move him 4 under for the day and -10 for the tournament.
Yeah, how good was that shot? Now, Alfie Plant's not the only former amateur champion in contention, as the 2016 winner Scott Gregory was also going well. This at the par 5 10th set him up for birdie number 6.
To the overnight leader, Todd Clemens, trying to make something happen here at the 6th. And again, the spin getting the better of him. He'll 2-putt, make a par, and be +1 through 6 holes.
Fantastic end to a fabulous front 9 from Marcel Schneider. Uphill second shot from the German, who was second on the Challenge Tour's return at the Austrian Open, spinning it back and into tap-in range. 4th birdie of the day for Schneider. Deserve the applause, out in 32 to move into a share of the lead alongside Todd Clemens. Another player making a move, but from the other side of the course, is Mario Galeano Aguilar. The Spaniard just dropped a shot, but still 6 under for the round, 10 under overall. So this for the lead, James. Schneider on the charge.
Absolutely. Terrific front 9. Man in form this season. Oh, it was a good effort.
Going to be interesting, isn't it? The back nine here, 3 par 3s, 3 par 5s. So expect a lot of movement back and forth, really.
Absolutely. Couple that with these soft greens. Yeah, should be plenty of scoring opportunities out there for them.
Maybe here for Alfie Plant as well, coming towards the end of his front nine. This at the 521-yard par 5, 8th hole. Oh,
Wow.
amazing.
Absolutely, wow. Over water. You can't quite see that in your picture. That was a tremendous golf shot.
It really was. I was at Birkdale when Alfie's army were in full force. They would have loved that one.
Oh, absolutely. Now to long at the same hole, a little bit further down the fairway. We've just seen that left flag. A solid shot to the heart of the green.
Yeah, 2 eagle putts come out there. Bit different though.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer Plants, Richard.
Yeah. Now here's one of the Czechs in contention, Andre Liza. This is the par 5 to start the back nine. Just birdie 8 and 9 after rounds of 65, 71 the first 2 days. Oh, come on down.
Tremendous shot. Well, we were just talking about scoring opportunities on that back nine, and there you go. Now Clemens at the 8th, had to lay up. Again, trying to control that spin with these back flags. It is hard to get close to the flag, and that's what happens. Get a bit aggressive.
Yeah, had 14 birdies the first 2 days. Hasn't had one yet so far. 1 birdie, 1 bogey. The story for Matt Ford's front nine. Laid up here at the par 5 10th.
Oh, beautiful little pitch there. Very well played from the Englishman.
Yeah, he was in nice form, wasn't he, in Portugal? Closed with a 64 there to finish top 20. So this performance had been coming. Now, you putt this one off the green?
It does look like it, doesn't it? He's going to have to hug it tight to that right side. I'm not entirely sure he can actually hold this. That's a good effort. It's about as good as he could do without going off the green there. Very well played.
Well, he's just had 3 bogeys the last 4 holes, so hopefully a much-needed birdie for Hurley Long.
Yeah, just steady the ship. Now we saw that wonderful approach. This for eagle to get him to 10 under par.
Yeah, like Long. These are beautifully done, by the way. One of those that came through the Pro Golf Tour. One of the tours that, if you finish in the top 5 of the rankings, you get up onto the Challenge Tour.
Now again, Clemens putting from off the green. Good effort.
Yeah, he's having one of those days so far. You know, we saw that approach shot in, what was it, to the 4th or 5th hole that spanned back to 30 feet, lipped out at the first. He's lipped out there.
Why didn't you like that?
Yeah, important to stay patient, isn't it?
Like on its way.
Having a nice little chat there. Now to Ford. We saw the pitch. Can he capitalise? A lovely stroke. Known Matt for years. He's always been a very solid putter. Another example of that.
Yeah, he says it's a part of his game though where he has struggled the last couple of years, but looking good today. Now, this would make a difference. This were a 3-way tie. That's a fantastic 3.
Well done, Alfie Plant. Very well done. Now we saw the lag putt. As I said, just to steady the ship. That's a birdie for Long at the 8th.
Not much needed for the German rookie. Just to confirm, it is a 3-way tie at the top. Clemens now caught by Schneider and Alfie Plant.
Well, It's easy to see why he's at the top of the leaderboard. That is a very textbook golf swing, Alfie Plant.
Yeah, not always easy to make that transition from amateur, top amateur he was, to pro, but he's last year starting to get the wins, one on the Euro Pro Tour.
No, you're right, Richard. It's not easy to do that, and you've got to stick in there, because if you don't get off to a good start, it does play on your mind a little bit, and you just got to persevere and do the right things. As we just saw, a good solid approach there, shot there from Alfie Plant.
Yeah, this man also won on the Euro Pro Tour last year, Todd Clemens.
Yeah, I've known Todd for a good while. He's a very professional man, does all the right things. Coached by Zane Scotland. They've got a good team going on. That would have looked good. Right over the flag, to the safe side of the green. Would have been expecting a bit more spin. Now, long at the same hole. Coming out the semi-rough, so spin shouldn't be an issue for him here. Trying to loft that one up high. Very well judged. Left himself an uphill putt as well.
Yeah, very nicely done by the #1 player on the Pro Golf Tour last season. Now Baldwin out in 35. It's a little while since he had that excellent European Tour rookie season back in 2012. Another one to hit this green in 2. So outside chance of eagle coming up. Pretty quick this side, isn't it?
It is, yeah. I mean, he would love to, of course, have a birdie, but at this stage, let's just get good pace, not be too aggressive. It was a good effort. I think he expected that just to peel a little right at the end there and stayed high.
Mentally, it's been tough for him, hasn't it, this front nine? No birdies, everyone else around him making some.
Yeah, it is. You know, you want to continue good form for the week, but when you're sleeping on that lead, Richard, it is tricky to come out and all guns blazing. As we see Plant, we just saw Clemens on the same line. Stayed a little high as well. It was a good effort. Got a lot of the hole.
Can I finish?
Now we saw the approach. Great fairway wood into this par 5.
Go on. Oh, yes. Now that is a wonderful eagle. And we've got a 4-way tie for the lead now.
Yeah, it's heating up nicely. Well done, Matthew Baldwin. Now, the easiest part of the 3. Uphill, should be inside right. A great approach shot in. Oh, just held onto the left edge. Well done. 2 in a row for the German.
Yeah, nice little fight back that after what had been a really tricky spell. Tidying up to do for Todd Clemens, not the front 9 he was looking for, that's for sure. But how tight are things right now as we head for the back 9? All these players within 2 shots of the lead, all very much in the hunt for the title in Italy. 4 in a share of the lead, with Marcel Schneider knowing victory would take him to the top of the Road to Mallorca standings. Welcome back to the final round of the Italian Challenge Open Eneos Motor Oil at Golf Club Castelconturbia. And it turned into a very good Sunday for the #1 Challenge Tour player of 2015. Ricardo Guevara came down the last at 6 under for the day. And even though he didn't make the most of this approach, the Portuguese finishing 11 under par.
To the former amateur champion Scott Gregory following a hole-in-one at the 17th, holding this monster at 18. He'd be 3 under for the last 2 holes, -4 for the day, 11 under for the tournament, and his first top 10 of the year.
What a finish. Could Matt Ford make a late charge for his first win on either the European or Challenge Tours at the age of 42? Well, that birdie at 15 took him to 11 under par.
The Norwegian Christian Krogh Johannesson continuing his good form this year, tapping in for par at his finishing hole to shoot a best of the week 63 to move inside the top 5.
Well, a birdie finally arrived at the 10th for Todd Clemens. This was for another at 11. He's had a few of those today, hasn't he? Up to 13 under now, though, for the overnight leader.
Now to the German Hurley Long, who's flying up the leaderboard. This at the 11th hole for his 4th birdie in a row to go one behind at 13 under.
Yeah, Long moving up, going in the other direction. Todd Clemens, the Englishman, bogey the 13th. Even worse to follow at the 14th. Wet. A double bogey, and suddenly Clemens off the pace at 10 under.
To the Englishman Alfie Plant with his beautifully played pitch at the 12th hole to set up a tap-in birdie to go joint leader.
5 unanswered birdies for Marcel Schneider as he came to the 15th, but the German tried to get too cute with this chip. A first bogey of the day. Schneider back to 13 under.
Back of the par 5, 14th in 2. Baldwin here with a textbook chip and run to set up a tap-in birdie to take the outright lead.
October 2011, the Spanish Challenge, his last victory at this level. Matthew Baldwin in front. Worth noting the 65 from Aguilar and the 64 from Rush.
Now Schneider at 18 to a tricky back flag. It's going to be very hard to try and control this spin. You've got to pitch it pretty much on the back fringe coming from the fairway. It just comes up short. It's going to be a tough flag to get close to today, Richard.
It is, indeed. You're going to see a few down there. Putting his own trolley. Worth noting the Challenge Tour players aren't allowed caddies because of the COVID-19 situation. So no choice with that. Now over the water at 16 comes Matt Ford.
Yeah, currently 3 behind Richard. Does need to get something going. And it could start right there. That's a great approach shot to a tight flag. 16.
Now this is obviously a tough 2-putt. So hard to get the pace right, James.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we did see Scott Gregory hold that bomb, but I think they're going to be few and far between today. Important to get the pace, like you say, is 13 under. We don't know what's going to be leading at the end. That's a good putt up there.
Be surprised though, wouldn't you? 13 under gets it done.
I would at this time, yeah, I would. But you never know. Now we saw the approach. Oh, it's a great putt.
2 back.
Yeah, it keeps him in touch, doesn't it?
Yeah, a couple to play. Yeah, he went back to the putter that helped him get through European Tour qualifying school, Matt Ford, about 6 or 7 months ago, and it's doing the trick.
Yeah, it's working well today. Now we saw the first putt. Could be an important one. Good man. Well done.
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, 67, clubhouse lead, 13 under for the Swiss Challenge winner of 2018.
Thanks for the scoring.
Ford, Plant and leader Baldwin all still with holes to play. Nothing Schneider can do now but sit and wait.
Looking at this swing. Another powerful swing. They're all powerful these days, Richard. Look, both feet off the ground at impact. There's no surprise he's near the top of the leaderboard this week.
Well, this for the hat trick for Ford. Yeah, that new old putter, it's working a treat.
Yeah, it's obviously got some wonderful memories, that putter. But we've seen him hold some good putts today. And that keeps him within touching distance for sure. Now, another view of that approach shot at 16. Tight front flag. How aggressive does he want to be? Well played. Well played. Good distance control. Can control a spin.
Long bogeyed 14, parred 15. You can see it's an island green here. Oh, that's another excellent shot.
It is. Leaves himself a nice uphill right to left putt as well.
Well, we're trying to gang up on the leader. Here he is, Baldwin at the par 3 17th.
Yeah, important to get the pace here. Of course he wants birdie, but let's not do anything silly. Get up there, stress-free golf, tap in range. That's a good effort. Well done.
How slick was that putt?
That was very well judged. Imagine the nerves going through his fingers to judge the pace like that. It's very well done.
Well, it's to join him at 14 under for Plant.
It was a good effort. I think he expected it to come back from there, but it did go a little left to right at the end. I don't know if you saw that. It was a good putt, good pace.
Just double bogeyed 16, Matteo Manisero. Come on. Oh, there you go. Not the day he was hoping for, but another step forward, I suppose. Level for the day, James.
Absolutely, yeah. Look, he's played at the very highest stage, and he's obviously struggled with his game a bit, and it's great to see him just taking the steps back to being the world-class golfer he is. Now to long, we saw the approach shot. Great opportunity here to get within one of Baldwin.
Yeah, needs it. Oh, yeah. Certainly not out of it.
No, very confident stroke. Like to see that.
Into a four-way share of second place.
It should be a routine tidy up from Plant here. Yeah, nice stroke.
That hole is a bit
Yeah, he's just still a bit puzzled like you were. That it looked like it was turning in, and then it went the other way. Tidying up as well to do for Matt Baldwin. No problem at all. One hole to play in the lead. Been an entertaining final day in northern Italy. We're not done yet. 4 players at 13 under, but Matthew Baldwin heads to the 18th with that slim one-shot advantage. Can the Englishman get the job done? Welcome back to the Italian Challenge Open Eneos Motor Oil, where we're in for a fantastic finale. Matthew Baldwin leading the way, but 4 players just a stroke behind. And here is one of them.
Very important to judge this pace. Up here, it's going to be tricky. It's a good sort of 4 or 5 feet tier to go up. It's a good aggressive part.
Oh, this is an unbelievable scenario here. Tee shot at 18, hit one of his playing partner's golf bag, Matthew Baldwin. Went 40 yards left and into the water hazard. That's terrible luck.
That's very unfortunate. I'm not sure I've ever heard of anything like that, let alone on the last hole of a tournament when you're leading.
Has to hold this, Lisa. Oh, nearly does. Nearly does.
What a great effort.
Given what's going on with Baldwin as well, 13 under, you feel now could well be good enough for a playoff.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, brings Schneider right back in it, doesn't it? And forward.
Well, a first Challenge Tour top 10, but it could have been more there for Lisa.
And take the positives, like you say. First ever top 10. It's a great effort now. Forward. You'd like to think, Richard, this to get a playoff.
Well, yeah, there are obviously a couple of players still with a bit of golf at 13 under to do, but that takes him alongside Schneider in the clubhouse on that mark. 3 birdies the last 4 holes, we shall see.
Great finish from Matthew there. Very well done. Now to long at the 17th. Looking up and down. That's a great shot. Wow.
Yeah, maybe 13 under isn't enough. That to try and get to 14 under for Hurley Long. Now, what on earth is going through his mind right now?
Probably quite a lot now. It's not a time, even though it's that back flag, it's not a time to get aggressive. Just, okay, solid shot. Let's get you 2-putt. Let's guarantee the 13 under. It's not a guaranteed 2-putt from down there, Richard, as we've seen.
No, I mean, you can understand if he is going through all the emotions right now. Baldwin back at 17. Now if he plants. Won't know about the drama ahead, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt's brought both of these guys back into it. It's a nice solid swing from Alfie there. And he's going to come back, going to give himself about a 17, 18 foot look at birdie. Now to Baldwin. Needs to settle himself. Didn't quite sound like he struck that.
Oh, no. That's just what he didn't want.
No.
That, a lot of work for bogey.
Absolutely, yeah. As I just said, he's got to settle himself now and just stay right this part to possibly force a playoff. Forget what's happened before. Now, this could be to take the lead, Richard. Kind of from nowhere. Oh, that would have looked good. Just lacked a bit of pace.
Yeah, great effort from Alfie Plant. Of course, Hurley Long's got an even better opportunity from the other side of the hole coming up.
Yeah, he's got a nice little sort of 10, 12 footer just off the right. Just the sort of putts you like if you're a right-hander. He's been stroking it very confidently all day. Kept his head down nicely. It was a good effort.
Now, come on, 2 in at 13 under. Baldwin to make it 3.
From left.
Wow, that's a sickening double bogey to end. Gut-wrenching for Matthew Baldwin.
Yeah, that's a tough one to take. And what is not a particularly difficult hole. Yes, it's a difficult flag, but it's a tough one to take. He'll drop to 1 behind now.
Yeah, from 1 ahead to finishing 1 behind that current mark. A birdie, though, from Long or Plant, and, well, they can take this title.
Coming from the fairway, as I've said a couple of times already, it can be difficult just trying to control this spin. But you don't want to be too aggressive and go long. Leave yourself a trickier downhill chip.
Stay. Oh, no, that's gone. That's gone. 1 minute you're looking at birdie, and now he's down in 3-putt territory.
He's played a great shot there. I mean, that was so close to give him a good, legitimate chance to get to 14 under.
Hardly seen a player, have we, get it up hole high.
Well, you have to swing it softly and pitch it pretty much on the back fringe.
Former Texas Tech University star, Hurley Long. Go on. Well, there's someone on the right level.
That's a great shot. I think it did help him coming out the semi-rough, and he just looked like he took a bit of pace off his swing, took the spin off. Very well played under a lot of pressure.
Well, he's going to have a putt to win, looking for his first Challenge Tour title, first prize as well, of €48,000, not at stake. Now, Alfie Plant's already putted up here, raced it past Clemens, who birdied the 17th. Couldn't get anything going today.
No, he couldn't, but it's all learning experience, Richard. You know, he'll just take what you can from today into the next time he's in that position and just learn from it. Still a top 10 finish for Todd and a good solid week.
Yeah, 74 final round from Clements, but 2 players in this final group still very much in the title mix, and this is for the win.
Similar sort of putt that he faced on the last, maybe a couple of feet shorter, just off the right.
Well, that confirms we are going to have a playoff. Long, Schneider, Ford, and possibly Alfie Plant as well. Agony, chances at 17 and 18 for Long missed.
Now we saw the approach. He did play a great shot in there and hit a good aggressive putt. That's disappointing for Alfie. I think he did a lot of good things on that last hole. Just not meant to be this week.
It's Going to be quite a few with some regrets in northern Italy tonight, I think. There's quite a few sob stories out there.
Good man. Well, listen, be disappointed not to be in the playoff, but that's a top 5 finish for the Englishman. Good week.
71 for Alfie Plant. This for a round of 70. So 3 will go again. Early long in the playoff. You feel for Matthew Baldwin and Alfie Plant, and that lip out from Lisa, but it's down to 3 who finished at 13 under for the Italian Challenge Open title. 2 Germans and an Englishman. So back to the 18th for the second time today. Tough one to call this, James.
Absolutely is. They're all obviously brimming with confidence. They've all played well today. They've all finished strong. Maybe Matthew probably feeling the most confident after 3 in the last 4.
Yeah, Long missing out on those birdies at 17 and 18. Schneider, of course, finished a little earlier than the other 2. And at the first extra hole, 3 became 2. Long and Ford made 4s, but Marcel Schneider had to hold this, otherwise he was eliminated, couldn't make it. Huge disappointment for the German and his second runner-up finish of 2020. So back to the 18th for the German rookie Long and the English veteran Ford. Ford with the experience of having played on the European Tour. Long, who's a college golfer who shot a course record 61 at Pebble Beach. That was only a few years ago as well. Some interested spectators, all keeping socially distanced, of course.
Ford from the fairway. Oh, he looked like he came out that a little bit. Could have missed this a bit right. Downhill chip. A bit tricky, but shouldn't be a problem with his short game.
Well, it looks like it's sitting down a little, this one, James, for Hurley Long.
Again, I don't see this as a bad thing. You know, he knows he's not going to get spin on this ball, so he can just kind of pitch it just past that slope and let it release. Well, there you go. That's a great shot.
Yes, you have to say advantage Long after those approaches. But won't count anything the way today's gone. Matt Ford had to do some homeschooling with his kids during lockdown, so I don't know what's more pressure, this or that. Case of what it might have been for some of those watching on.
Now, downhill off the right. All he's thinking about now is holding this in this situation. Pitched on his spot, it's looking good. Oh, what an effort. What an effort, Matt Ford.
Well, that was a fantastic chip under the circumstances, wasn't it? All but going in.
Also important just to tap it in so Hurley knows, you know, if he would have knocked that 6 feet by, he would have maybe taken the pressure off his putt a little bit, knowing that Matt could have missed that. So that's him down for 4 after tapping this in. Now Long knows what he needs to do.
Yeah, it's a very fast putt he's got, though.
It is, and he's got to have one thought on pace here as well. You know, give yourself a chance, but let's not do anything silly. Should come a little from the left. Kept his head down nicely.
Ooh! He's got it. He's done it. Hurley Long, the Italian Challenge Open winner at the second extra hole.
There's no better feeling than that, Richard. Making birdie on the second playoff hole to win your first Challenge Tour tournament. Well done, Hurley Long.
It's crazy. I mean, I did not have a good start to the day at all, and my plan was just sticking to what I had been doing, not really worry about the score too much, and that served me well. So when the putt went in, it was a bit of a shock. Yeah.
In just his 7th Challenge Tour event, the 25-year-old German is in the winner's circle and on the rise. The victory sees him leap into 4th place on the Road to Mallorca rankings. The consolation for Marcel Schneider, he goes to number 1 with 3 events to go. From up-and-coming star in college golf to number 1 in his rookie year on the Pro Golf Tour, Hurley Long, after just half a dozen events, is now a Challenge Tour champion. There may be a long way to go before he achieves his career ambition of world number 1, but he won't forget this week in Italy in a hurry. Bye-bye.